Hey guys, Sam from Manfa's Makes. How are you all? Welcome back to all my returners, and hi to any newbies. It is so great to have you here. Please do stick around a while, and if you like what you see, give me a thumbie. They are free. So it's going to be an incredibly short video today because I have come on to let you know my figures and statistics for #Stashdown 2024. Now, if you are not familiar with Stashdown 2024, then you need to head over to my yarny sister, Queen's Crafts by Bridget. I will link her down below in the description box. If you are not already familiar with Bridget, why not? She is awesome. And I will also put a link to the Stashdown video explaining what this is all about. But in brief, this is a way that a few of us are trying to hold ourselves accountable for bashing through our stash for the year. Now, it does not mean that you cannot buy new yarn this year. Of course you can. It just means that if you use that brand new yarn, you cannot include it in your Stashdown figures. So there is no shame or judgment for buying new. We are just concentrating on the older stuff from our stash. Now, if you are anything like me, you have a lot of stash to work your way through, and I thought this would be a fun idea to kind of showcase to myself, but also you all, how much I am bashing through for 2024. Now, it's not just yarn, it is any craft supplies that you have. So if you do other crafting, then that of course counts as well. I have done some amigurumis, so I am including the stuffing inside and any safety eyes and things like that. So yeah, it is just bashing through your craft stash and just having a fun little tally as the year goes on to show how much you've managed to use, because we buy the things because they're pretty with all the intentions of using them, but sometimes you can forget what you've got in your stash, or you just haven't yet found the right project and it just sits there not being loved or turned into the pretty things that you want them to be. So this kind of motivates you and encourages you to get those things used and those projects made. So last month in January, I came on and told you that I had used 833 grams, or in ounces, that is 29.383 ounces. This month, guys, I have smashed that. I have increased on that. Now, you can calculate your stash usage in whatever way is easiest for you. Some people are doing yardage, some people are doing ball bands. Me, myself, I am doing it by weight because I use a lot of scraps in my projects, especially my amigurumis, and if I do not use a full ball, there is no easy way to know how many yards I've used, for example, and I cannot use the ball band in my figures because I haven't used the whole ball of it. So I thought the easiest way for me was to weigh my projects after they were completed. So only completed projects are included in my statistics for this. Now, I have managed to get quite a few finished objects and quite a few things weighed, and this month I am going to briefly run down all of my projects and what they weighed in their entirety, just pretty much for this video to be slightly longer than just me giving you a total and popping off, because even though it's a short video, it needs to be a little bit longer than just a few minutes. So for February, I did my cinnamon stitches apron. That is when I completed it. I did start that project in January, but it was not completed until February, so it's going to count for my February totals, and that took a total of 502 grams. So yeah, quite a lot of stash went into that one, and it got quite a few balls out of my background, which is fabulous. I then made 4 Tunisian washcloths, and yeah, they don't weigh a lot, guys, but it all counts. It does all count. So the Tunisian full stitch washcloth took 23 grams. The second pearl stitch washcloth that I made, because someone requested it, took 18 grams. The extended simple stitch washcloth took 17 grams, and the double stitch washcloth took 20 grams. So there are quite a few little bits and pieces there as well. I then made a heart-shaped cactus amigurumi as part of Moo's Flower Power Cal and the Hooker versus Hooker challenge. I double dipped, well triple dipped, because it's included in this segment as well. And that little amigurumi took 29 grams from my stash, which is fabulous. Then my magazine makes, I finished the ombre cowl. Now I didn't ombre, as you know, I used a solid colour, but that in total weighed 97 grams, which is pretty awesome. And I'm looking slightly off camera because my list of figures is on the table next to the camera. I then did a second Cinnamon Stitches project, and it was the Phoenix shawl, and that took 363 grams out of my stash. And then I did, I have my collaboration with Amanda for the Impkins going along, and that took 131 grams out of my stash. So all in all, guys, I used 1,200 grams or 42.329 ounces. So round it down to 42 ounces. So ounces don't mean an awful lot to me because obviously here in the UK we use different measurements, but to use over a kilo of mostly yarn, a little bit of fibre fill, a little bit of safety eyes and that sort of thing, to use over a kilo of stash in 1 month is incredible, because also February is a shorter month of the year as well. So the fact that I got 400 plus grams more for February is absolutely amazing. I am so happy, and it means that older skeins, cakes, donuts, whatever in my stash are getting their time to shine, which is what makes me even more happy. You know, get rid of the old to make way for the new. So yes, just for a little bit of honesty, I like to follow the rules completely. The eyes that I used in the Impkin, they were bought in 2024. So when I weighed, I took the weight of the eyes off of the total weight because the eyes were not part of 2024. Sorry. They were not pre-2024. See, I'm getting myself confused. So because they were bought this year, they cannot be included because everything needs to be before 2024. So yes, I deducted the weight of the eyeballs and the backers just so that it is completely stash from before 2024. So there we have it, guys. 42 ounces or 1,200 grams, which is fabulous. And that was a total of 9 projects, whereas in January it was 6. So 3 more projects from last month and nearly 400 grams more in weight used up. So I am excited to see what March is going to bring. What those statistics will be. Now, I just want to clarify that this is not a competition. It is just holding ourselves accountable and doing something fun along the way. There are no prizes or anything like that. It is literally just a group of us just seeing what we can get done, what we can get used up. So if I don't get as much out of my stash next month, that is okay. And even if I only get like 10 grams out of my stash, it still counts, guys. It's not about who can do the most and anything like that. It's just any stash that you can use up, literally. Even if it is, like I said, just 10 grams or a couple of yards, whatever, it all still counts. And it is not a competition, it is just a bit of fun. I love the idea that Bridget created, and that is why I am joining in. And I'm quite a facts and statistics girl because in my job, data is where it's at. That's what I do. I put the information into spreadsheets and into programs so that people can understand statistics and the information that is collated. So I do that outside of YouTube. So for me, having these statistics to look at and to remember is absolutely wonderful. And I get it's not for everyone, and yeah, I suppose it makes me a bit of a nerd, but hey, that's okay. Someone's got to be, right? Yes, so 9 projects, 42 ounces or 1,200 grams. I am more than happy with that. And obviously, if any of my projects, which I continue to make in February, because there are still a couple of days left, they will just go on to my March statistics, because although you've got like 4 or 5 days grace to get your video in, again, the organizer in me wants the video within the month that it is being done. So there are still a couple of days left of February, but if anything gets completed in that time, I will just put it on March's statistics for you guys. And like I said, I cannot wait to see how much I use up next month. Like I said, please check out Bridget. She is fabulous. It is not just Stashdown that she does. She does an awful lot of other wonderful content, and she is one of my very best friends and Yarny sisters. So if you could spread a little bit of Yarny love and go over and check her out, leave a comment, a thumb, and subscribe if you're not, I would really, really appreciate it. And Bridget, if you're watching, thank you for a fab idea. Thank you for keeping me accountable, and thank you for pleasing the inner nerd in me for me to play with statistics that are my own to play with. So guys, I'm going to leave it there for today, but thank you so much for joining me. Please do head back tomorrow, because tomorrow you will see the reveal of the first Impkin that we all voted on back at the beginning of January, and I cannot wait to share that with you. So if you want to see what happened in the Impkin stakes at Manfa's, then do head back tomorrow. But until then, stay safe, be kind, look after one another, get some good quality time in with your loved ones, and get some good quality crafting time in. I will see you in the next one, or around the YouTube streets. Bye guys, love you loads.